Well, hi. We went on an adventure today, so we wanted to share our haul. But before we get into everything, I am trying to make sure that we're actually sharing to YouTube because I don't see us live.
No, I had it on. I have it set on YouTube. I could ask you that before I went live.
What?
Hmm.
That is so weird. Sorry, folks. Hold. There it is. Sean's being an idiot. He's copy. Let me do the paste. I am so sorry, folks. Yeah, well, Sean.
Hey, see, there's no
Yep, I got it. Okay.
very random live. But
Yes.
we wanted to show off what
So,
we got.
because this is, yeah, we went on an adventure. I can't really say a surprise adventure. We planned this, but it's the first adventure we've been on as a channel in a while. So I'd say it's two comic shops, some good food. But Jay had very specific goals, and I'll let him explain those to you when we get into the stuff. I had a kind of specific goal. I almost really didn't care because no lie, folks, it's been a while since I've stepped foot and just gotten to look at new comics, and there was a lot of really cool stuff out. But then there was also something that Jenna saw that she really wanted, but she hesitated, so I snatched it up for myself. And all I can say is it's huge. So,
Ah,
yeah.
ah,
Uh,
ah.
but no lie, man. I think Jay will agree. Today was just a day that was, it was a great day.
Oh yeah.
Comics, food, my best friends. I mean, that's literally the basics of what life is all about. It just, you know, how I was feeling yesterday, today just kind of made me feel really good. Like I'm ready for this week, Jay. Believe it or not, for the first time in a while, I'm ready for the week. So
I'm glad one of us is, man, because I got to make sure I get to bed early tonight because there's no telling what I'm gonna wake up to tomorrow with
yeah,
if
no comic collectibles for 3 weeks. So tune
if
in tomorrow,
all
folks, on the
yeah.
experience.
Hey,
What's
what's up,
up, Norma?
Lorena?
We're always up late, always, especially me. So how you want to do this, man? You want to go first? You want me to go first?
Uh, let's see where the thing takes us. Okay, so
Okay, so it's you first. All
uh,
right.
I'll go first. I'll show a few of my things, then we'll pop over to you because you got a couple of things. First thing I want to show off what Jenna found. We went to Dragon's Lair. Went to Dragon's Lair. Now, for me, I was looking for a bunch of number ones. I will go back to this place because I want to look through their back issues. This was just looking at the wall, and I've told people before. For me, I'm a grab an issue or two, like a number one and number two, and then I'm a trade waiter. They didn't have too many trades at this place, but they had a pretty good back issue selection. I just didn't go through it. But Jenna was walking on the other side and she found this runner from Alien
Yeah,
3. So
that
we are pop and figure collectors. She saw this. She was like, gotta have it. Gotta have it.
especially for the price.
Yeah.
It's a ridiculous price.
And then I got this, and I'm a big fan of these styles of pops. This is Superman in Action Comics number 644.
There we go. Dude, that no lie, it had good shelf appeal when we looked at it. But the more I look at it, actually, the doper it gets.
Yeah.
I don't know much about that issue too, so I'm gonna have to research and find out what's significant, I guess, about that particular issue.
Yeah, I honestly don't remember. Yes, thank you. So basically, I'm going to split these into what we got at Dragon's Lair and then what we got at the other comic store we went to, The Adventure Begins. So I picked up the Superman pop. Jenna picked up 2 comics, but one of the
You're
kind of coincides with one we already have.
there. We go.
Yeah,
You might be
again,
putting
you
that
can
out
never. Yeah, you can never tell. You can never tell on your side if you're messing up or not.
there.
Uh, the first one is from Image, Ninth Circle. This is Blood Train by Adam Glass, Bernard Chang, and David Sharp, and it's one of those. I don't know. Treasury Edition is the name for it, but it's one of those bigger size comics.
They call that like with prestige format, maybe, or is that bigger than that
I
even?
think I think the prestige stuff means it's like square bound and stuff,
Oh, okay.
but I could be totally wrong. But yeah, Jenna
Is that
saw this
epic?
cover. She read the back of it. She was like, "Okay, gotta grab that one."
I didn't even think to ask y'all what that was about.
After backpacking through Asia, a group of friends climb aboard the Siberian Express to start their journey home. Little do they know they've bought a one-way ticket to hell, as one of their own has been infected with a bioweapon that will turn them into a horrific monster prepared to slaughter everyone on the train before it reaches its final destination. The friends now face the unthinkable choice: kill someone they love to stop this infection from spreading. Wait. Kill someone they love to stop this infection from spreading beyond this doomed train, or die trying. So,
Okay. All right.
then the other thing she picked up that kind of a for me too is this is a book I've heard people talk about, and when I say I was excited for the other issues to come out. They were like, well, I think a lot of people got turned off from it because it was so few and far between, and that is book 2 of Superman: The Last Days of Lex Luthor.
I remember you
And
really liking the first one.
I did. You got it for me in January.
Oh, that's right.
So that's why I'm personally not jaded that the 2 and 3 came out this year. This I think the first one was from like 2021 or something like that. Did you get things I like? I don't know, you might like Blood Train. Kyle, you might like Blood Train. We do have a couple of other books. Like I said, this is just the stuff that we got from Dragon's Lair. But so I got book 2 of this. Can't wait to crack it open. This is basically Lex Luthor is dying, and he's asked Superman to help him. And yeah, Sean, like I said, Sean got me the first book in January, so I didn't have a long wait. It's kind of like how how we were talking about Reacher and how poor Ed had to wait a whole week for that final episode. But since that's when I tried to get her to pick up, we're gonna get that next time though, because I knew you like Kill Train.
I think the most apt description or analogy we can use is it's like I didn't have to wait the 10 years for Red or whatever it was, Red 10 Volume 2 to come out. I got to read everything in one shot. You had to read Volume 1, and then I think you had to wait, what, like 3-4+ years or more
Yeah,
for
I had to
Volume
wait
2.
quite some time, just like since I was since I was binging Reacher, I only had to wait 2 days to get to episode 8 of season 3. So that is what I got from the first stop, which was Dragon's Lair. It's a pretty cool place. It's definitely more of like a gamer place, but it's also got a cafe or something in it.
They got a full service tavern.
Yeah. So book 3 should also be coming out this year as well, and I think book 3 is the final book.
Okay.
So that's what I picked up from. Let me go a little quick recap thing here. So we got Superman: Last Days of Lex Luthor, book 2. That is, oh, by the way, that's Mark Wade, Brian Hitch. I don't know the other guy's first names right off the top of my head. Blood Train from Image. It's a ninth circle imprint. Adam Glass, Bernard Chang, Dave Sharp. Ooh, this one's kind of hard to see around. Make sure I got it on camera. I got that Superman in Action Comics 644 pop. Here. Go. One of those big uns right there. Set this on the ground here. And then we got her an Aliens 3 runner. Switch it on this side. There, come on. There we go. Yeah. So, again, that's what we got from what we got from our Jenna and I got from our first stop. Thank you. I couldn't remember exactly whose it was. It's Joe Pruitt.
Okay,
The Night Circle
that's
stuff.
Joe Pruitt, formerly of Aftershock, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
My hair is freaking wild today. Okay, so now we're gonna flip over to Sean.
Yeah, I only got like 3 things, but I got some cool stuff. So, Kyle, you probably will be happy with this one. So, the first thing I got was a single issue from Mad Cave called Dark Pyramid. So, just the cover is kind of what drew me in. This is by Paul Tobin. Artist is PJ Holden. Color artist Sarah Kalea. And letterer is Taylor Esposito. So, just got it, flipped through it, looked pretty cool. Plus, Mad Cave does actually pretty dang solid horror stuff. The next thing I got is from a publisher called Bad Egg, whom I've actually never heard of before until we were walking through. But this cover really grabbed me off of the shelf. This is called The Somewhat Incredible Jackie Boy Man. And yeah, super, super cool looking book. I'll read you the synopsis. So it's a long time ago in a galaxy. No, wait. Gifted with great power and great response. Nope. Not that either. After a lifetime of fandom and fantasy, Jackie was caught in a strange cosmic cock-up that gave him amazing powers, or at least fairly impressive physical abilities. Now inspired by the kinds of heroes from his favorite comics, anime, and video games, he's trying to be a real-life superhero in an otherwise ordinary world as the somewhat incredible Jackie Boy Man. So, the team on this one is writer is James Asmus, artist is Megan Huang, letterer David Sharp. So, but
Dave Sharp.
Yeah, I mean, you can see like the art in this is pretty. To kind of show this off a
Look at
little
that!
bit.
Look at that, man. 2 solid picks.
So, but yeah, I mean, it just seemed like a really cool premise. New publisher, just give it, just check it out. So, okay, good to know that Kyle loves Bad Egg. Kyle, you're gonna have to give me some suggestions of what else they had, as well. All right, the final thing is the thing you all heard me allude to at the top. Jenna saw this and was absolutely drooling over it, and brings me and Jay over to look at the thing. I will admit, I've never read an Alien comic, so this being what it is, this is I don't know if it's volume 1 or the entire run of Alien Black, White, and Blood, but this is a monster size format of this book. Like, this is bigger than the 2 things that Jay has. Just to give you a reference, I mean, like if you were someone that has a hard time reading a normal comic because of like the size of lettering and everything, this is a comic that you can read. From what I'm hearing and reading, though, this is if I'm going to choose my first time reading an Alien comic, I didn't pick a bad story to jump in on. So this was kind of my my big pickup of the entire day, if I'm being perfectly honest. So I'm excited to read it and whatnot, but I'm also going to take very good care of it because of its size. So yeah. Plus, Jay, I'll tell you, I'm a sucker for this kind of matte finish stuff. It's dope.
Yeah, I while we were there, I think Kill Train was on number 2. I couldn't find a number 1. Living Hell was there, but it was like number 3. That new Patrick Horvath one was there. I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name of that one, but yeah, that was the first place. Now, I'm not going to say that I was underwhelmed with Dragon's Lair, even though it kind of felt like that. It's just I couldn't find something there for me. So again, the next time we go, I'm gonna look through their back issues because that's the one spot I really didn't check. But then we decided to go to The Adventure Begins. Now, The Adventure Begins, we didn't get them. Okay, we didn't get these, but man, they had you. Most of you know that the new 158, the real like oversized Batman 158,
Yeah.
and they had the foil one. This one had Superman 199, which is the race between Flash and Superman. They had that oversized. They had it oversized in foil. They had, oh man, they had a couple of oversized.
They had another Batman one. They had several Batman. Actually, they had a lot of Batman oversized ones. The only other thing that I can remember wasn't an oversized, but it was a like 40 or 50th anniversary of Crisis on Infinite Earths, and they had some foil and like lenticular covers of that too. They had a
Yeah.
lot of really cool limited DC stuff.
Yeah, I think Dragon's Lair did have that facsimile foil Swamp Thing cover.
Oh yeah, that was actually a really nice cover.
They did.
But I will say this: if when we go back to Adventure Begins, if that Superman Flash cover is still there, I'm probably going to grab that.
Yeah, like they had some great stuff. There was a John Byrne, Man of Steel, thick, like complete. I guess there's like it was like $50. So I'm like, okay, next time I'm grabbing that. But I did grab quite. I did find me some stuff here. For one, just because I've already loved this universe, and Nope talks about it a lot. I got Hyde Street #1, the blank variant. So I can't wait to read this and hopefully maybe one day meet Jeff and the team and get everybody to sign it or do a jam piece on it or something. But I'm really excited to read this. Like there was one of my goals today was to try to find #1s of the Ghost Machine stuff that I don't have yet. Hyde Street was really the only other one I could find that was a #1. Everything else was #2 or something like that. And like I already have. Oh my god, I blanked on it. Redcoat. I had Redcoat #1, the 4th printing I think that I picked up. So yeah. Then, because I got super jealous when she got this the other night, they had Superman 233, very iconic cover, the foil. I had to pick this up. This is just a cover that I've always loved. It's Superman breaking through, it's facsimile cover. It's Superman breaking through those kryptonite chains. I saw Lorena get this, I want to say on Friday Night Live, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, that is an awesome pickup." So when we saw it, I was like, "Yeah, I got to get it." And Adventure Begins had quite a few of the facsimile foil covers, and I was honestly going to pick up a Fire and Ice #1 from Dragon's Lair. It was the David Nakayama green, that green cover, but unfortunately for me, there was just too many like scratches on it. Yes, Lorena, that is Superman. Funny enough, I think I might like Superman as much as you do. So it's always nice to see another Superman fan out there. And then Jenna picked up, and I told her, I said, Kyle likes this, you're going to like it. Exorcism at 600 pin.
I really, really want to read that.
Yeah,
Like,
I know
super
Kyle
bad.
is going to read it for the show, and he likes it. So usually what I tell people, if Kyle likes a book, it's definitely worth checking out. And the last thing that I picked up, because I was like, man, I want to get at least one hardcover or something. So what I did was I happened to find Peacemaker Tries Hard. This was the story that I tell people. This is Kyle Starks, for one thing. I see Kyle Starks on something, I'm picking it up, I'm reading it. This was there, and I've read most of it before. I was like, okay, now I got the volume 1. This is the book that I tell people if you're a fan of the Peacemaker show and you know that Peacemaker from the show is completely different from the comics, this is the comic you pick up if you're a fan of the show. Kyle Starks and team did such a fantastic job. Steve Pugh, Jordy Belair. Yeah, this one fantastic read. It's funny. It feels just like the show. I did see the Eagly one there, but I didn't pick that up. So yeah, this was from Adventure Begins. One more time, we get that hardcover. Peacemaker tries hard. Exorcism at 1600 pin. And I just realized just now that I hadn't had this set up like this. So I'll do it for the last two things I had. We got that Superman 233 facsimile foil. I want to say, and I know I'm probably going to be wrong, George Perez cover, perhaps. I'm probably super wrong because I never know. I never know artists, but whoever did this cover, I love it. I've always loved it. It's been always been one of my favorites. I think that's the only reason I can remember the number. Was there a fun read side? Yeah, I need to check out the variants for it. I read it by nefarious means, but then we got that Hyde Street #1. So yeah, that was my haul from the Adventure Begins, and let's flip over here,
Yeah.
Sean, and let's see what Sean
I will.
picked up.
I will. If Adventure Begins was a little bit of option overload, because there was a really one to get, but I just didn't have. This is where I checked off the box of the couple of things that I was looking for. I'm still looking for more, but what I did was Jay and I have been trying to work to collect #1 covers of all the Absolute stuff so far. And what we're doing is typically he does like a cover A, and then we'll get the logo covers. They didn't have any logo covers of either of the two that were missing, so I just went ahead and grabbed #1. So first one is Martian Manhunter, Absolute Martian Manhunter #1. I've already read this one, and while it might be a bit of a slow burn, it was still a good read. The best way I can describe this is it's like, oh god, I can't remember the wording I used, but it's a weird like noir type thing, but with a lot of colors.
It was like psychedelic.
Psychedelic, yeah, like a psychedelic noir. Good, thank you, Jay. And then the other one to cap off everything before I get the logo covers is Absolute Green Lantern. So I checked off those boxes. I will definitely say that today, like that was my first time ever at Adventure Begins. Jay and Jen, I think, have been there a couple of times before. This was my first time. What a store, for sure. Absolutely phenomenal selection for. While it doesn't look like it's a big store, there's a lot packed in there. Like they've got it laid out. I think that's what I like too. Is it's laid out kind of dummy proof, even for me to find stuff. So
yeah, the trade selection was awesome.
Yep.
The single issues, like they had trades, like they have a thing of trades, right? And then when you go to the single issues down near the bottom, they have more trades.
Yep.
So I really like that. And then the back wall was single issues, and then they have another little section in the corner where I saw, what was it? It was like
Berserker or
Barbaric.
It was Barbaric.
Yeah, Barbaric and some other book sort of like it, and I can't remember.
Yeah, but
I can't remember the name of it now. But
they had a lot of and like I said, they had those oversized, facsimile covers that. Like I said, if I go back and they've got that foil version of the Superman Flash one, definitely. The other cool thing that they had is, of course, bags and boards, which have been kind of hard to come by. But they also have capsules, or at least hard cases, for I think it was like $15 a pop, which I don't know if that's good or not, but nonetheless, it's somewhere local where you can literally walk in right away And if there's a comic that you really just want to get protected, you have that option now, which to me is a nice option to have. I can't think of any stores that we've been to locally that have that. To be
I don't
perfectly
know.
honest, actually, I can't think of any store that we have been to that has that.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't remember.
but Color Me, and I like Dragon's Lair, but Color Me extremely impressed with what Adventure Begins had to offer.
Yeah, and
Um,
I'm fairly positive, man, because you can give AJ can get the credit for Jump Scare, but you're the one who told me about it, and I love that book. So I'm pretty sure if you're telling me I'll enjoy this, I more than likely will. I more than likely will. You got good taste in books, man.
yeah, Kyle's saying that Absolute Green Lantern is his favorite. So
And that's saying something to me.
yeah, because right now for me it is still Batman by a wide margin.
I don't know, man. Like it's hard for me to pick a favorite one because every one that I've read so far has just been so good. And for a lot of people, most of them are holding up 6 and 7 issues down the road. So I mean, the absolute stuff is crushing it right now, and it's good. It's good to see, man. Like it's good
Yes,
to
I
see that
agree.
DC has hit something that has kind of put them back in the good graces of folks, and it's not just another. Okay, we got another Batman book. It's going to be more of the same. We got 18 other Batman books,
Yeah,
but
so I will definitely say like, of course these are bag and border, which also I do like. Where you notice the stuff from Dragon's Lair is not. That said, though, at least at Dragon's Lair they did have this there, so I was able to at least kind of flip through it. So it looks good. I just got to read it, and I've still got Flash sitting out there, so I've got to read Flash and this, and then I'll be caught up on the 6 number 1s that are out so far.
yeah,
So,
I have to read. I have to read the Green Lantern one. The Green Lantern one's the only one I haven't read yet.
right.
I know there was a lot of people that were kind of lukewarm on the Flash, and for me, I really liked the Flash. I thought the Flash was a very good setup issue.
Mm-hmm.
But again, and no spoilers, there are 2 character designs in that first issue where I've never seen the characters look so good.
Okay.
Like there are 2 certain characters that are in there that I was like, they've never looked so good to me. I really love the designs, and I hope they use those designs, moving forward, or maybe popping them into the regular universe, maybe.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I've enjoyed all the absolute stuff so far, and there was a Marvel book or two that I was curious about, but I just wasn't ready to pull the trigger on. Again, some of the newer Marvel stuff I'm not super into. I don't think it's terrible or anything. It's just I don't know. I'm a Marvel fan. Trust me, I'm pretty sure I have just as many Marvel books as I have DC books
Yeah.
when it
Like
comes to
I,
trades.
I thought about grabbing Ultimate Wolverine while we were at Dragon's Lair, but and I could have. I have read that book and I absolutely loved it. So picking it up would not have been a bad thing for me. But you'll know it was the book I walked around with my hand the most while we were at Adventure Begins. I wanted Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe one last time. And I
Yeah,
probably will end up getting that because I just want to read it. But then again, I've read Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe, but isn't there a Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe again?
yes.
Okay, I haven't read that, so if you have it, I probably should read that too.
I got a couple of issues. I hadn't picked up the trade for that.
Oh, okay,
A
okay.
couple issues. I think that all 3 of them are written by Cullen Bunn, though. I believe.
Now, granted, you can probably read each of those series, I bet, separate and be okay. But
Yeah.
it'd still be nice. But I think I'll end up getting that one down the road. But there was a lot of stuff. I spent most of the last year pretty much. I just got Kickstarter stuff from our friends. I forgot how much fun it is just going through a comic shop and just looking on the wall and just being genuinely surprised about what's there. You know what I mean? Not
Barbaric
necessarily.
versus Deathstalker.
Okay, that's right.
Barbaric versus Deathstalker. There was a bunch of Rachel Holland cosplay covers, like Kiss and Vampirella. Like this, there was a little section that had just all these
Yeah,
awesome random books.
yeah. They had a lot there, and I thought about getting and if it's still there, I might. That $10, I think it was Power Rangers one. I think it's 124 Darkest Hour, but it was that Green Ranger cover because Green Ranger. That's the Ranger. I don't care who you are, fight
Yeah.
me.
The other interesting thing that they had was Jenna showed it to us. They had these bundles, these
Yes.
markdown bundles, and some of these bundles were filled with a lot of stuff. Like there was
Mhm.
one that had a pop, a poster or something, and a couple of trades in it. It was like 60% off.
Yep.
And then there was just some other ones that just had a couple of trades. Like it was neat. It was neat.
Yeah. They and that was the other part that I noticed when we first walked in the door. They just had stuff of single issues that were bundled together, so you didn't have to shop. Like we found, what is that 1 through 4 or 5 run of Exo,
Hmm.
and a few things like that. So it's definitely a store with variety. About the only things we really didn't explore were the back issue drawers,
Yeah,
which were stuffed.
yeah. They were.
They had a ridiculous statue section at the front of. I mean, like this was a store that had like it wasn't just mostly games and a little bit of comics. There was stuff there for every. Like if you are a figure or a pop collector, comics and game. Like there's everything. So, and then we've already earned enough points to rent one of their rooms for 4 hours,
Yeah, yeah.
which is
That was
hilarious.
pretty fun. The only thing that makes me sad is, and I mean, I'm not really sad about it, is I was really going out there to see if there was because I saw that there was a bunch of reprints and facsimiles of Superman stuff coming out leading up to all the stuff that's getting released for Superman Day that Friday. So that's kind of what I was looking for. I didn't find like I found the 220, the 233, 233, right? I keep
I just
yeah,
realized actually Superman Day is this Friday,
the 18th,
and I'm off. Hmm.
and and if depending on how late Nick wants to go on Friday for the art show, I might be off by 7 o'clock.
Hmm.
So
Options: to either go haul butt right after that, or go early in the morning and you nap and then do your stuff. So there's options of how that whole thing. Well, wouldn't be that big of an option because I'd be coming home that morning
yeah,
and sleeping. But still, okay, yeah. So let's say you got done at 7. If they're open till 10, we can get over there in 30 minutes.
yeah,
Cool. I think we got a plan in place.
we
We
do.
just need to tell Jenna about this plan.
Tell Jenna the plan because we go without her. I will be in
Yeah,
trouble.
oh yeah. Jenna, she can't hear me.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, like I said, it was we don't get to do this very often because of how we all work and how all our schedules are. So going to two different shops in a day was a lot of fun. Um,
not really planned. It was just supposed to be one
no,
shop and lunch. And after Dragon's Lair, when Jay wasn't able to find the Superman stuff, we were like, well, a good adventure begins. They might have some stuff, and it was a good call. It was a good call to
yeah,
go over there, finish it off with Knuckles.
yes, yes, Kyle, I am covering for you.
No, he's not.
Yes, I am. I'm doing the morning though. Like I was just counting the evening time. Yeah, I'm doing the FOC show with Matthias.
Yeah,
Um,
no, you're not.
yes, I am. I love working with Matthias too. I've only got to work with him twice now, but he's a good dude. It's a fun show. Uh, the FOC stuff is super important to let your comic shop know if there's something that you really really want, and it guarantees you getting a copy. So it's important. Matthias goes over a ton of books, ton of different companies. You know, uh,
We want all the logo covers for every absolute character.
this is true.
That's
This is true. But
the goal. Like the goal, guys, for at least me is somewhere eventually. Once I get the last two, which is the Green Lantern and Marsh Manhunter, I'm gonna put them all in cases. They're gonna be up here somewhere.
as you say, that'd be a good idea to use those capsules for.
Yeah, because
Hang
they,
'em
I think I
on
saw
mine.
right, they had a hole in it where you could hang them on a wall. What's up, K-pop?
Katie, what's going on?
the live queen of YouTube. If
I
y'all
know.
want to know
I'm
who's
surprised.
got what campaign going on, who's written what, go check out K-Pop's channel.
I will get on a plane and steal your comics.
Kyle,
That's not nice.
yeah, Kyle just wants to be unalived.
Nah. You know what? Let me keep talking a little bit. I'm gonna see because I don't have it in the in my little list of things.
No problem. So the big thing, of course, is of course we mentioned Superman Day is next Friday. We're gonna try to go find some stuff and get it. So be sure next Saturday to tune into our live, which is going to be very Superman centric. It's going to be hopefully covering some stuff from Superman Day. If Jay's hunch is correct, maybe we'll get a new trailer for Superman. We're going to talk about that. We'll probably still talk about the 5 minute teaser in general.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like I tell y'all, no matter what, that every time I watch any of the trailers, it's straight goosebumps on my arm.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for this. So that's my note to you, Marvel. You need to get me feeling that way about Fantastic Four. I'm going to go see it because it's the first Fantastic Four movie we've gotten in 20 years. But I don't know if it's going to be better than the Fox one. Oh, I said it, Jay.
Ooh.
Is it going to be? I don't know if it's going to be better than that one because those I don't care what anybody says. Those two movies were great. Period. But anyway,
aside from Galactus being a cloud, that's the only caveat I'd put in there. Aside from Galactus being a cloud,
that's really where they kind of let two be. But like the first one in general was utter classic. But they did do Silver Surfer well in two. But anyways, back to what we're talking about. So really, it's going to be obviously Superman centric. It's going to have a good time. If you're a fan of Superman, if you experience anything on Superman Day, come on in, share it in the chat, jump on the feed. Jay and I will put you on just to talk about it because we're just going to have a good time talking about Superman. We're going to get back to take a break from TV shows.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get some comic related stuff, especially since I have him again this Saturday. Gonna try to get some more comic talk in. And just so you know, anybody watching, if you've ever been on this show before, if you've ever been with us before, just know that's an open invite. Anytime you want to come on, anytime. If there's anybody in the chat that ever wants to come on, you get a hold of me or Sean. We will send you the link. You can jump on with us. Like this is like an open forum kind of show.
With a caveat. If we know you and we have interacted enough with you to know that you're either not a bot or someone that's just there to be a piece of crap.
Yeah.
If you we have no problems with if you don't like something, that's not a problem. Just don't be a piece of shit when you talk about it. And we've had a few people that have had really good, intelligent discussions with us in the chat, or Jay has. I've not had chats with anybody. There's a couple guys that come in. They just there's one dude that doesn't like Daredevil. I've seen him, but he's never been a jerk about it. It's not vibing with him. That's cool. We're totally fine with that. Come on and talk with us about it. I'd love to do that. So Jay's a big person on screen to face, face to screen, screen to face, however he says it. It's his thing. That's why he says it.
Exactly. Nope. Exactly. I still thought that was hilarious. The fact that my brain didn't comprehend what was going on for the first 5 seconds of that was hysterical. But really, if you've already been on the show with us and you have the link to get on the show, you're always just know you're always welcome. Anytime you want to. Anytime. Well, Katie, it already happened. There was somebody in the chat his name was George. And he goes, "Hey, comic fans, you mind if I jump on?" And we were just about to end the show too. And I see him in the backstage. I said, "Sure." I put the link up. Comes in. I see him in the backstage. It looks like an elderly gentleman looking around. So I was like, "Okay, so it's not, it's not some kid." I bring the person on, and it's nothing but fart noises and the guy looking around. So obviously, it was somebody took footage of an older person at their computer and put fart noise over it. And me, I'm just sitting there like thinking that there's something wrong with the mic.
I
And
never
I
got to
wish
see
I could remember what episode it was for you to go watch K-pop because it was. I thought it was funny. Jenna had to finally tell me take him off the screen, and then after it did, it clicked. It clicked what was going on. Like we've been trolled, but to me they've been funny trolls. Yeah, yeah, they've been funny trolls though. Like we've been lucky in
Yeah.
that aspect. So, but for like the people who've actually been on the show with us and people that we talk to all the time, like anybody in
There,
the chat that I know from other shows, like if K-pop, Lorena, Round Guy, any of those folks you ever want to jump on, all you gotta do is get a hold of Sean or I. We'll send you the link. You come on. Like this is an
yeah,
open thing. It's not just me and Sean all the time.
we haven't had Katie on yet either. Like she's been in the chat, but I don't know if she's been on camera with us. I've been on.
Yeah,
Granted,
but
yeah,
that's because
she's on camera.
she's online all the time.
I've
Like
been on
I'm
her one of her
surprised.
lives before.
Yeah, like I'm surprised that she's here now. Like she's not live on her own show typing in another window.
She might be.
She could, yeah, actually she could be. That's that's
It's no
that's a little too smart for me. Too smart for me. I wouldn't be able to keep up with that. But yeah, like Sean said, we're gonna be doing Superman. We're gonna be talking about Superman. I'll probably be talking about Superman books I've already talked about before. Uh, but anybody who wants to join us, talk about their love of Superman or things about Superman that they love. Again, feel free. Feel free. I want anybody and everybody who's fans to hop on with us.
It'd be a good time.
Okay. Okay, K-pop. You're not live for
Okay.
now. 5 more minutes.
Yeah. She hasn't done Fartist feature or anything in a while where it's the after hours hangout.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
uh,
Link to her channel is in the chat, so make sure you check her out. Like I tell people, yeah. Like I tell people all the time, YouTube's big enough for all of us. Like we can share the space. It's all comic love. It's all comic fandom. So
help us figure out our goal of we're all going to meet at a con somewhere someday.
Man, if we're gonna meet these folks at a con, it's gonna have to be like we're going to Ohio. We're gonna go see
It
go see
feels like
Tyler.
because everybody is basically seems to be based for the most part in that area.
Yeah.
Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, that kind of Midwest area. So, but yeah, I mean, and I say that, and I'm half joking, but I'm also half serious. It'd be really cool to kind of just get the YouTube comic community in that space together. Just and even get some of the bigger channels too. Whoever you can think of, but I think it'd just be cool to do something like that, and then figure out how to do some kind of live. So, but then again, we'll just put on HydroCon.
Yeah, because I'd love to get not only other channels on there, but just fans being able to meet the friends in the chat, the friends that are here every Saturday when we do a live, or here right now when we did an unannounced surprise thing. They're here. Like I'd love to meet all of them in person because we talked to Nope. Like Nope's become a regular on the show, and that's awesome. Along with Ed, I don't think I gave Ed enough time, or maybe Ed's busy. It is Sunday, so maybe you should come in September.
I don't have the money to plan that for this year, unfortunately.
Yeah, can't
Or the time
be
left
this
to take
year.
off.
Yeah, can't be this year, but we'll plan something because not only do I want to do it for Hydrosylum, I would love for us to at one point, and I'm telling tales out of school, talking out of turn. I'd love for the experience to one day be able to travel to cons as a collective. I would love that, and I know everybody here already is, but anybody new, anybody watching on the rewind, sub up to the experience. It's my place of business. It's an awesome community of folks. Uh, gonna be an exciting week this week. I can feel it. Gonna be exciting. It's an exciting week every week. But just remember, if you do watch the experience, because I messed up last week talking about it, there's no Friday Night Live. Nancy and Dawn are going to be at church for Good Friday, so there's not going to be Friday Night Live, but there is going to be, like Kyle mentioned earlier, the Order Up, the Final Order Cutoff show with Matthias Lewis from Nowhere Comics at 1 Eastern, noon Central, and then later that night. Ooh. Later that night, we'll have at 7 Eastern, 6 Central, we'll have the original art experience with Nick Barucci. Come for the art, stay for the stories, though. We
He's
have such
got
an awesome time. We have such an awesome time with Nick. The art has kind of become second sometimes. People they love looking at the art. They'll buy a few things every now and then, but we really get an audience for the stories that Nick does, whether Nick wants to believe that or not. Nick has some great stories.
I just want to meet Nick one time, face to face. It'd be awesome.
I
As much
love
as we've had, I've had the pleasure because of being your best friend and your roommate for as long as I was, getting to just talk to him and whatnot. So he's good peeps. Problem is with that, Kyle, is I am just getting off work at 6 a.m. that morning, and I'm not getting home till 7.
Yeah.
So I will barely have slept by that point. That is literally the only problem.
On Friday?
Yes.
On Friday, you're saying?
Yeah, because I will work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I will get off Friday morning at 6, be home by 7. If he's talking about taking, never mind, FN Friday Night Live. My bad. Sorry,
Yeah.
I was thinking FOC. So that's Jay's call more than anything, really.
We'll figure something out because then we still got our show on
Saturday.
That we could bring people into.
Yep.
And talk about some different stuff, or talk about the same stuff for the people that for some reason aren't subbed to the experience. I don't know. We'll mull that over. We'll see what's going on there.
Okay. But
a capital idea. Yeah, he thought you were talking about a different show. Yeah,
I know.
I forget. Well, the thing is, Sean, I'm saying this. I'm saying this, but then I remember the chat's like 20 to 30 seconds behind.
Oh, yeah.
So we probably seem like Derek's like, Kyle, we know, when he said that like half an hour ago. And multi-stream it to here too. Yeah, we can do that too. We
Trust
still
me,
have.
I could think of a backup plan for Saturday called Daredevil, if we needed to. Like if you just needed to pull something out of our butt, but that would require me to watch 4 episodes of Daredevil in one night.
Yeah, that
or 5. But our show doesn't have to be structured anyway.
Yeah, we talk about the same thing we talked about on Friday, just with other people.
That's true. That is true.
We'll figure it out when it gets a little closer.
Yeah. He just threw stuff at us. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Make me sound like somebody, pull my strings and make me talk. Like, he's not talking. But, and of course, this is the last weekend that I'll have a Saturday off for till May some point. Because fingers crossed that the fact that my bosses have finally said something to get this ball rolling, and really what that means, unfortunately, for other things is my days will be shorter, but I will not be able to do any experience related stuff and come on because I will be working Monday through Friday. The only time I could do it is if I was like, you gave me a heads up, for instance, like y'all wanted me for something. I just work one of the weekend days. Don't tempt me, Kyle. I could watch an episode every morning when I get home from work.
We
Okay.
could do that. Like I said, we could still do some Superman talk
Oh yeah,
and
for
Daredevil
sure.
talk.
Oh,
Like,
bro, in my head right now, I'm seeing some way of doing a Daredevil Superman thumbnail.
the Invincible Daredevil one.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I'll figure out something. I'll see if I
Yeah,
can do something with it. Okay,
yeah, that'd be awesome.
we'll talk. We'll talk.
So,
I'll have my people get with your people.
yeah. So later this week, and I'm going to take some time with it because I have a very funny idea. I got an unboxing video I'm going to be doing. If anybody has watched the first, oh, I don't want to spoil it. Never mind. Forget I said that. Just know I got a very interesting unboxing video I'm working on.
Go. We'll give you this hint to try to go look for it. It is a book done by Dave Lentz, and I believe is it Caleb
Yeah,
Palmquist that did it with him?
yeah,
So look up books that the two of them have worked on. Go back through our channel and see if you can figure it out. There's the hint we'll give you.
wow, that's about the vaguest thing I think we could probably get. But
Exactly.
I don't want to spoil it. But I also have apparently a surprise package coming in, and I think I will have yet another unboxing to do. Like I'm gonna have some unboxing. I'll have one done probably this week, and time time depending, I'll probably have the other ones next week. So that's kind of what I got going on outside of the lives and stuff.
I'll probably just show anything that I get by then, just on the live Saturday. Granted, I've got a whole load of stuff over here to my side. Like we were talking about absolute stuff. Like I said, I've got Flash, so just need to get those other two foil logo covers,
Yep.
and we'll be good to go. But yeah,
Yeah. Like you said, man, it was just
it was a good day.
it was a good day. It was an exciting day, and after that we had tacos.
Yes,
So I mean,
like
comics and
comics,
tacos, man, that's living the dream right there.
comics, Mexican food, my best friends.
Yes.
Life in its simplest, most enjoyable form.
Yeah.
Like literally, the only thing that would top off the rest of this day is if after this we decide to go play Gears of War.
Yeah, but again, I gotta actually go to bed sometime soon because
I
I'm wondering what's coming for me tomorrow.
Well, I still would have to actually renew my Xbox Live, which right now I need to save what money I have left to get stuff for work for food. So, but
That's true.
that's for a whole other time.
Yeah.
But this was, like I said, this was a great day. Just lifted my spirits up and whatnot. So I love it. It reminded me of why I like comics so damn much, even though I fought them for years. I fought
Yeah.
it.
Trust me, folks, I tried.
He
I
tried.
tried for a very long time. I was
And
probably
then he went to extreme measures.
yeah, that's true.
So here's what he left me in a 95-degree car while they went into a comic shop, knowing that I hate the heat. He's like, he'll be in. Yeah. And one James City and Batman TMNT later. So the irony of that whole thing, though. Kyle, if you want to come on and give us a rundown of what's coming tomorrow, man, jump on real quick. Come on.
He's probably working on something.
No,
But-
he's
It's 9:30.
Kyle
Yeah.
works when he's
Lorena, by all means, I know you haven't been feeling good. I'm hoping that you're getting better. So thank you for stopping by and hanging out. Please go get some rest. We need you better, Lorena.
Yes.
No.
No. to use your name there. Nope.
Nope.
So
Yeah, he can't come on to this one though because we're in a different room because this was a surprise live. So I mean, I could send it to him if he wants to, but I'm pretty sure, like I said,
Kyle works while he's sleeping.
that's true.
He's like this.
Sleep.
So that's Kyle.
Yeah.
I sit here and complain about having to work, 55 to 60 hours a week. Kyle's looking at me like part timer.
Yeah, I remember my first job. A little bit of housekeeping before we leave, just in case. I want to say to Nope, and if Ed watches this later, again, thank y'all for all y'all wanting to do the Reacher thing.
Yeah,
This one has already hit 84 views. I think that might be the
that's more than the first two combined, guys.
more than the first two. Well, yeah, for some reason, season two only hit 40, and I think that's because I hadn't gone back. The lives here are weird because I have to go back after they're done
Hmm.
and fix all the crap that you have to do behind the scenes. It doesn't let me either. It doesn't let me, or I just keep forgetting to do it. It's probably on me. Also, yeah, he had some shows tonight too.
That's right. He was live earlier for his live sale.
Yeah,
Forgot
but
about that.
so that's awesome.
Yeah, and to thank you from me to Nope and Ed for the conversation we had after we went off the air. Just that, Nope. Just know that conversation we had really helped me, and I think got me in a good mindset for today. And just
Nice.
had a good time. So yeah. Just wait, Lorena. Just wait till you get through seasons 2 and 3.
They
So
just get better and
just
better.
wait. It's so good.
They just get better and better to me.
One of these times, I'm gonna have to ask Eddie and Nope and whatnot. But let me know when you're ready. If anybody's interested, I'd love to do a similar thing with Jack Ryan.
Yeah, I that number actually seems low to me. If I'm being, and I'm not being
Only,
funny, that
only
number seems
97,
low.
Kyle.
That seems low to me.
Yeah. Uh, but yeah. So, like I was talking about earlier, if everything, and I'm looking forward to the change and the promotion. It's been something I've been wanting for a while. But what that does do is that frees me up greatly on Saturdays. Basically, I should have every Saturday off to be able to jump on and do stuff. And, you know, Jay can teach me how to run the room a little bit. So that in case there's days where like you and Jenna decide to go out and do your thing and you're not able to, I'm not any idiot trying to time the intro. And
Yeah.
nope, you have, dude. Jay got in on season 1, but
Uh,
Jack Ryan is so good. So
yeah, it really
I
is
can't
like
say whether
Krasinski.
yes, that show. Like I didn't have a ton of Krasinski experience before that because I really didn't watch The Office. Um, but I can't pick a favorite between it and Reacher because they are both so good. I know they aren't the same universe, but God, if they could do a crossover, I would
Dude,
watch that.
that would print money. That would
Uh,
print money, dude.
but yeah, maybe one night, and it won't be if I do a Jack Ryan one with folks, it won't be like an episode by episode thing. Quite like
Be an
quite
overall
yeah,
season kind of thing. Yeah, that's honestly what this was going to start out as, and I don't know why we just started really getting into each episode. I want to check out Lioness too.
yeah. If I'm hoping Lorena, because I was a big fan of SEAL Team, that Lioness is every bit as good as that was. Because SEAL Team for me was a fantastic show, just like SWAT. Like there's those kind of shows I could talk about, but I feel there's a part of me also that realizes that strays away from the pop culture comic content that we are a
I
little bit.
mean, I mean, we are called Hydrosylum Comics, but dude, if I could talk about Reacher, we could do some
Well, we are
SWAT
comics.
and
We are
Reacher.
comic. What is it? Reviews and more.
Yes,
Comics
and
reviews
TV
and more.
shows are
So
definitely more. Yeah,
yes.
TV shows are definitely more. Yeah,
But yeah, so many ideas. And I realize we're kind of I'm bumbling idiot, but it's
no,
just because I'm kind of excited right now. So now my mind's going a million miles a minute.
yeah,
for the first time in a while, which is a good thing for me. Uh,
Yeah,
so
Tom
I'm
Clancy.
naturally I'm trying. What's up? Yes, yeah.
Tom Clancy. Your friend Wendell is in Jack Reacher.
I
I'm gonna have to.
okay. All right,
Hmm,
that's cool. I'm trying. Of course, I'm trying to. I got to remember when I'm off next month, so we can line out what we're going to do for May.
yeah.
You know, I'm not going to. I know one thing, but I'm not going to say it because that's a conversation we haven't had with someone yet. Jay probably knows what I'm talking about, but other
Yeah.
than that, I will try to figure out or
There you
suggest a
go.
good idea.
See, thank you, Kyle. That
Oh, okay, okay.
literary
See,
content because it's based on books.
there we go. I like it, and I tried looking to see if there were Reacher, uh, Jack Ryan comics. Surprisingly, I'm surprised that there isn't at least a graphic novel.
Yes, see, yes, Lorena,
We
that's
talk about
exactly
the
what
stuff
it is.
that makes you hum. It's that first line of the whole song.
Yes,
We talk
hum
about
with an H, folks.
yeah.
Mind out the
Hum.
gutters. This is where Lorena's exactly right, and that's why I'm also like I like pulling in the folks in the chat whenever. And I know Lorena, I keep broken record. It's no pressure at all. I know you said eventually, so I bug you about it, but I kid. You know, whenever you're ready, if you ever feel like coming on, you know there's an open invitation.
The one live that is we can tell you is coming 3 months from now, in about 3-ish months. Keep an eye out for Superman. When that happens, the only thing we haven't decided is if it's going to be the Saturday or if it's literally going to be the night after or whatever when we watch it. That's something for because my hope for that one is that we'll figure out a way to set everything up and it will be all three of us.
All right,
It'll be
take care, Kyle.
like,
Get some rest, man.
later, Kyle. That's what I'm hoping for that one at least is that we can get me, you, and Jenna all on camera at the same time to talk about it.
Yeah,
You know, even if it's kind of like what y'all did with Alan and Will that first time, where we got to find a way for the two of you to just be sitting next to each other. We'll figure it out.
yeah.
But that's probably the live I'm most looking forward to at the moment, just because we're so hyped about this movie at this point.
Bro, it's like I've been waiting 2 years for it since they announced it, and now that we're getting closer, I'm just like, okay, now time is slowing
To
down.
to be fair, Jay,
To be fair,
you have been waiting like 12 years for a Superman movie.
I have, and
Well,
to
but we're gonna use you as the example.
yeah, we'll be doing dozens of hours on Superman. Oh my god, I can't wait. I
Oh,
can't wait. And when I say 12 years, it's a long time ago when I was doing practice videos to kind of get myself comfortable before we even started a channel. I I have videos. The videos are still there of me talking about how I'm so upset that we haven't had a Man of Steel 2. Uh, I was like, you know, DC needs its own studio run by the fans, you know, and I was throwing out names like Jim Lee, Jeff Johns, Kevin Smith to be in charge of it. I wasn't thinking too much about James Gunn, but you know, now that it feels like it's kind of coming to fruition, I'm just like, it literally has been
told you
years.
so. Yes, Kyle.
To be fair,
Yes. To be fair.
you know, it's been too long since I've gotten a Superman movie, and regardless of what anybody feels about that Superman, that's I'm not asking anybody to love that Superman. I'm not asking you to you know, hate that Superman. I love the character of Superman, and I just, for me, it's been far too long since I've been able to see a Superman on my screen. So I'm so excited about what we're getting.
See,
So
yeah, and it's only fair because I have gotten my Daredevil resurgence.
yeah,
I got now, granted, I literally got my Daredevil resurgence because I got Charlie back. But if I can have my Daredevil resurgence, Jay can have his Superman. That is fair.
Yeah.
Jenna got a new Alien movie. Like literally. So it's Jay's turn. It's your turn, Jay.
Yeah.
So
and again, I'm so excited for this movie. I'm so excited. I want to be there opening day. I'm gonna be there till the credits roll to the very end. I will make my decision on whether or not the movie was for me or not. But even if it's not, I keep telling folks, even if it's not for me, if it reaches somebody out there and makes a Superman fan of somebody, then that's all I can ask for. So I'm just asking people, if you're watching this on the rewind, if you're having doubts, watch it before you judge it, is all I can say. Like, if it doesn't look good to you, it's not going to look good to you. I get that. We're all different. We all got opinions. They're all valid to us. I'm just saying, don't hate on something you haven't seen. Wait till it comes out. If you come out and you're like, you know what, I'm going to at least give it a shot, and you don't like it, then you don't like it. So, yes, Ben Affleck, he's played Batman and Superman, kind of. But yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so looking forward to this.
you've told me before. What was he Superman in?
Well, that you see what Lorena's comment about Hollywoodland?
Hollywood. Okay,
Yeah, that's the movie that he played George Reeves.
Gotcha. Oh, he was George
Excellent.
Reeves. That's actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wow.
Public service
Okay.
announcement. Sean did say it right, but I just want to let people know, if there's an S in the first name, there's no S in the last. So it's Christopher Reeve, George Reeves. Just putting out there, because I know that if Ed watches this later, that drives him crazy. But you said it right, dude. I just was like, while I'm here, let me just go ahead and remind people. Christopher
Public
Reeve.
service announcement.
Yeah.
They are not both Reeve and they are not both Reeves. So,
Yeah. That's the easiest way I could remember as a kid, though, was
yeah.
Christopher has an S in the first name, so there's no S in the last name. That's how
That's
I
a good way to
remember.
look at it. That's a good way to look at it. Kind of like how you say our channel name. Idris Elba.
Idris Elba, Hydrosilum. Of
Rolls
course,
off the tongue, never know.
I don't give people crap for saying Hydra Asylum either. Like, I understand when we did the name, I knew what I was getting into with that name.
Well, funny enough, of course, our latest sub that we got was one of my guys at work. And he's a cool dude. So he naturally was extremely curious. Where did y'all get the name Hydrosilum from? And I said, well, I had no part in this name. This is a name that my best friend and his wife came up with, and she owns the rights to the name. And I told him, I said, just think of it's a Hydra, you know, because yeah, mythical five-headed creature, blah, blah, blah. I said, and then Asylum, but it's one word. I said the logo eventually, when we can get an artist to draw it, I told him, I said it's a Hydra and a straitjacket. He thought that was the coolest freaking thing in the world.
I'm sorry, Lorraine. I'm sorry, Lorraine. I didn't mean to. But I slip up sometimes too, is the thing.
I slip up a lot. Jay has, like, Eddie would have a field day with me.
Yeah.
With how much I screw up on that one.
But it's
mostly
easy.
because I screw up the most on Christopher.
Yeah.
Because I thought for the longest time that Christopher was related to George.
Yeah.
It's like that. There's a myth in Hollywood that's not true.
Yeah. But it's like I said, it's just one of those things that when I was a kid, Christopher was my introduction to superheroes.
Yep.
From watching that movie. And from then I was like, oh, there were other Supermen. So then I went back, and you had the you had the Adventures of Superman with George Reeves and all those folks. Like, those were fun to watch because it was kind of grounded for, like, it's weird to say that about Superman.
Yeah.
But it felt like grounded for a Superman show.
Yep.
But
it was the perfect Superman show for that era in American history.
Exactly. Had me putting towels around my neck with pins and jumping on trampolines.
Yeah. Like, yes, he could fly. Yes, he was bulletproof. But they never leaned so much on the fact that he was that OP.
Yeah.
It was very it was interesting how they did it. It worked.
Yeah.
Just the same thing for that was but it was Christopher Reeve, and of course Batman '89. Those are the first two things, and because if you count cartoons, yeah, then it's TMNT. But it was those two things, and of course in 1990 we got the first live action TMNT movie.
Yeah,
So
and I mean, I was raised on all that old stuff. Like Dukes of Hazzard was my favorite show as a
oh,
kid,
Dukes
and the Lou Ferrigno, Bill Bixby, Incredible Hulk show, like all that stuff when I was a kid. Like I watched that
yeah,
religiously.
Linda Carter, Wonder Woman.
Hmm. We had at one time we had a block of shows. I can't remember the third show, but I remember it was Batman '66, and right after that was the Monkeys.
Actually, I'd take that back. So it would be Christopher Reeve Superman. Then it would be Batman '66 before Batman '89. I remember watching that, because the
The
Batusi.
Batusi, hell yeah,
So, and up until the Michael Keaton movie, I was like, oh, that's the coolest the Batmobile was the coolest car ever, other than the General Lee. But then '89 Batman happened, and that is the Batmobile of all Batmobiles.
yeah.
Period. Um,
So once again, we were only gonna hop on real quick and just do the show off from the haul we got today. But once again, we get to talking about stuff and with the chat, chatting with us. We made it longer than we were going to. We weren't going to stay on here for too long because, like I said, got work tomorrow. Probably going to be a busy day. Yep, I did with my parents, my grandparents. Uh, they just nostalgia. Like I love. I to this day I could pop in Dukes of Hazard and watch it just because. Just it was such a good show. Such a good show.
yeah, the one it was a little hard to watch later on when it was not Bo and Luke.
Yeah,
It was
one of the other
Vance.
cousins.
Yeah, it was Vance, and I cannot remember the other one.
Yeah, dude.
Uh,
I didn't watch too much of that.
and then, do you remember the made for TV movie in the '90s they did?
When they brought back Bo and Luke, or when they had new
Yeah.
actors
No, they brought back Bo and Luke. Uh,
and Daisy
Daisy ended up marrying the sheriff in that one,
Enos.
Enos and whatnot. Yeah, there was a whole big thing there.
Yeah,
Supposedly they had a race against the only car that ever beat the general in a race, which was 00
yeah.
and stuff like that. I have to go back and watch that
Man,
movie.
I miss TV movies, man. I
Yes.
like good TV movies. I miss. I remember like we somehow on one of the shows we got to talk about Robert Urich. I was a big Robert Urich fan when I was a kid. Spencer for Hire. He did one of those shows where it was like the unknown or something like that. It was one of those weird shows. But I'll never forget. There's this TV movie he did with Susan Lucci, the kid from Daryl. Do you remember that movie, Daryl with
Yeah.
the robotic kid?
Yep.
So Lael Moon Fry, called Invitation to Hell, where they move into a suburb and the hell spa there is actually a gateway to hell, and his family gets replaced with like demons. And
Huh.
it was a TV movie, but it was so awesome. Like I was a big Robert Urich fan. Rest in peace. The man's been gone for quite some time, but he was a fantastic actor.
Was he the dad in Daryl, or was
No,
he or
no,
was he Daryl?
no. The little boy, like the one of the kids, was the boy from Daryl, the one
Oh,
that actually played Daryl. I can't remember that Oliver or something like that, because he was also Sebastian in the Neverending Story. I think.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
it was
got you.
that kid.
I got you.
But
Okay.
Salil Moon Fry, who Punky Brewster, and then Susan Lucci, and yeah, it was just
Whoa, whoa.
whoa. Yeah, I miss good TV movies, man. Like we're way off topic, but you know what? That's how it happens here.
But for real though, folks, keep an eye out for later this week. You might now, maybe depending, you might get twice the Superman Day content. So that's TBD. For sure, you will get it on Saturday. That's going to happen. We planned it. It's in stone. So, with that said, though, it's going to be a busy week for everybody. Can't wait to see what's on Comic Collectibles. Tune in, watch Jay do his thing on screen, hang out with Rex. I don't know if John's going to be there. John hasn't been there a lot lately. I hope he's doing all right.
Yeah, I messaged him earlier today, and I was just like, "Hey man, I hope you're feeling better." He's a little under the weather. He thinks he might be on the show tomorrow,
Okay.
but if he's not, just send John Cole some well wishes, folks.
Yeah, John's a great dude. Great stories. But yeah, be there. The Comic Collectibles has been on for a couple weeks to begin with, so it's going to be probably a huge show to be, in general. Jay's probably going to have like 500.
The show's been on.
Oh, it
The
has.
show's been on. It's the Dynamite books,
Oh,
the actual Dynamite books, because Dynamite doesn't want to sell their book on the show if they're not making it to the shops, which I commend them for that.
yeah, and that's fair.
It shouldn't be.
We'll see what happens. I mean, if it's 10, 20 books, that means Jay's going to have about 300 slides, 30 covers, whatever it is. But and I say that very jokingly, but they do get some like truly awesome covers with the variants that they do. But so we got that Tuesday night. What else is on Monday? Best Coast.
Yeah, Monday night. Well, we also had, not on our channel, but check out PCP Movie Night. I want to say they're doing the Flintstones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love that movie, dude.
Before we go, K-pop, if you get this, if you want to put in the chat real quick what you might have coming up this week.
Yeah,
so you can check out her channel. But check out Jay, support Jay and everybody on the EXP. It's Jay's job. He loves it. Like when I say he loves his job, he loves his job. Okay, he doesn't sit in that chair just for hydrosol. He sits in that chair because he has nowhere else to sit. No, I'm just kidding.
That's true.
But no, he loves what he does, and honestly, I'm a bit envious of that. But what I do, I work for good people, so I definitely can't complain. I work for good people. They allow me to at least be able to afford doing silly stuff, like just buy comics and have a good time. So, anyways, we will see you guys for sure Saturday, 8 p.m. Central Time. Oh my!
Ooh, very nice Dynamite interviews.
She has had a couple of those. Oh God, who did she have on? It was a big name. I think he was the guy that did the Space Ghost Johnny Quest crossover book.
Joe Casey.
Yeah, I think so. Always wears sunglasses.
Yeah, Joe Casey.
Yeah, so she's had a lot of those folks on. So okay, well, so be sure to keep on with K-pop, keep up with Jay, keep an eye out for his unboxing. We will catch everybody later. Hopefully, I'm timing this right. We're out, but for real, everybody have a great week. We will catch you later. Peace.
Take care.